What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to another episode of The Casual Nerd. Let me tell you something. It is hot in New York right now. I don't know about you guys or where you are. I don't like it. I don't like summer. I just wish it would go away. Winter is coming, and I need it in my life again. We're not here to talk about my hate of summer. We are here to talk about gaming news, and per usual, there were going to be timestamps. So if you guys don't want to hear a certain thing and you want to get straight to the point of a topic that you are interested in, it'll be down in the description below. Also, all the articles that I use will be down in the description below so you guys can see what I researched, if you guys want to read, all that kind of stuff. So let's get into some Death Stranding news. And as you guys can see by the header over here, Death Stranding's director cut rating specifically mentions stealth takedowns. Cool, if you ask me. I really hope that they put the director's cut on Steam, because that would be absolutely incredible. Or they could just add it on to the game if people already purchased it, you know? That could be something else too. So it goes into the article by stating, announced out of the blue during Geoff Keighley's Summer Game Fest showcase, Death Stranding's director cut has just been given an official age rating and description by the ESRB. Despite being an enhanced and expanded, we still don't really know what's being added to the PlayStation 5 version of Death Stranding. The aforementioned ESRB rating description is the same as the description for the original Death Stranding save one specific line. The line in question reads, in some stages, players can perform stealth takedowns of enemies, strangling characters from behind. You can already perform stealth takedowns of humanoid foes in the original release, but the fact that it's now being mentioned as a gameplay feature perhaps suggests that the stealth will become a bigger role in the new content of Director's Cut. After all, the reveal trailer did make obvious Metal Gear Solid references while teasing a new interior environment that was being patrolled by a new kind of enemy. There were several people who told me about the Metal Gear Solid references as, you know, an example of the oranges. I did not know that was I didn't know that was a Metal Gear Solid reference. I did not know. So I'm really excited actually to play the Metal Gear Solid games. I don't know why I can't say that game title. Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid. Damn it. So next up in gaming news, we have some EA news, where EA now lets you see what's in FIFA loot boxes before you buy them, which I feel like that takes the fun out of loot boxes, but we'll get into the article and we'll see what's what after this. Now it goes into the article by stating that under increasing pressures from governments, children's welfare groups, and gambling charities, EA today added the ability to see what's inside FIFA 21 loot boxes before you buy them. These Ultimate Team Preview Packs, as EA calls them, lets you see the specific items contained within before you make the decision on whether to buy. I don't know about you guys, but I actually like not knowing what's in my loot box before I purchase it. It's all about the element of surprise. It's all about not knowing what you're gonna get when you dive into it. Knowing what you're going to get in a loot box diminishes the chances, at least for me personally, that I would actually get the loot box. I know why they're doing it, but it takes all the fun out of it. Like, if you're only going to get a loot box just because you see a specific thing, it makes the other items of lesser value because of that. I think it's wonderful that they're taking children's safety more into account when it comes to online gaming, but I feel like this is such... I'm going to use a word here, and I know people are going to be triggered by this. I know this is such a snowflake move. Like, honestly, whenever I see stuff like this, it's just like, okay, you know, people have the choice to get loot boxes. There are parents who get loot boxes for their kids, or in some really rare cases, kids will use their parents' credit card in order to get them. But there are a lot of things of where we have to understand that the majority of people who get these loot boxes are adults, and they can make their own adult decisions. Now, if you are over the age of 18, you are allowed to gamble, just as you are allowed to buy a loot box for a video game. I don't know why this is such a difficult concept for people to understand or grasp, because if you are getting a loot box, you in turn are consenting to the agreements, contractual obligations, whatever it may be, of the game. You understood this whenever you purchased the game, that there were going to be loot boxes. I don't know why this is such a big issue now. For kids, you should not be giving your child a game that could be in turn enabling gambling or an addiction or anything like that to a massive degree. Everything is okay in moderation, but if you do it enough and it becomes something of where, oh my god, I need to do this, I can't live without this, then that becomes an addiction. So the next EA article that we were going to be going into, as you guys can tell by the header over here, EA will reportedly announce an established IP revival next month. goes into the subheader by stating that the Motive Studio is stating to be planning an EA Play Live announcement that will make fans happy. So it states here in the article that EA is reportedly planning to announce a new game based on an established IP at its EA Play Live next month. That's according to GameBeast journalist Jeff Grubb, who commented on a video stream on Friday that an unannounced EA title he previously discussed will be shown publicly for the first time at the July 22nd event. Grubb previously stated that EA's Motive Studio was working on an quote, an established IP revival. I think you'll be happy, he said. On Tuesday, he teased, "We're going to see it, if we're not dead first." Update: the Electronic Arts IP revival is reportedly a reimagining of the sci-fi horror series Dead Space, which I love. Dead Space series, okay? I absolutely love it. I only played a few games. I actually am going to be playing the first one pretty soon because I really want to play the first one that was actually gifted to me by one of our community members, Max. So I'm like, yes, please, I need to play this first game. I love this series so much. So have you guys ever wanted to run something on the lowest possible graphic setting? Well, this is what this one person did with Skyrim. As it states here in the header above, one gamer's quest to achieve the lowest graphical setting. It's unreal that people actually like mess around with this stuff, because I don't know about you, like I love being able to test out different things, but never have I wanted to test out what it would be like to actually put something on the lowest graphic setting possible. Now it states here in the article, when Skyrim came out, I played it on a pretty sweet rig, running on its highest settings and eventually adding high-res mods so I could see every twist in every peasant's rope belt. Now I'm going back to it on laptop and with an Intel HD 4000 graphics card that struggles to run it on low, dropping below 30 frames per second whenever a fight breaks out or I absorb a dragon soul in a swooshy display of lights and effects. Fortunately, there are mods for this situation too. The Shadow Remover mod takes the blocky shadows and distractingly flicker over everyone's face on a low setting and gets rid of them entirely, which gives an immediate performance boost. We can do better though. With the ultra low graphics mod, suddenly I'm getting between 50 and 60 frames per second. Even if the world now looks like abstract art and some of the faces are a bit freaky, everything is smooth and plastic, like action figure accessories. It's fascinating to see a familiar setting warped like this though, and I'm enjoying seeing twisted versions of sites that have become commonplace. It's fascinating. I mean, unless you have a really good computer, you're not going to get the performance that you need to run a game like Death Stranding or Yakuza. Like, it's impossible. And I feel like it's such an issue that has kind of, I feel in a way, deterred a lot of people from playing really good quality games on PC, because it's not easy. It's not affordable. It's not something like, if you want a really decent running PC, it's going to run you almost $3,000 to do so. I'm even thinking of writing a piece about this because I feel like it's such a struggle for the common gamer who wants to be able to have a decent enough PC to run something while also either mixing music or doing something that's like, you know, streaming. In order to stream properly on Streamlabs, you have to have a really good CPU in order to do so. The AMD Ryzen, for example, that is an excellent CPU, but it runs almost $500. Now, for me personally, I am actually building another PC. You guys can see my my current PC, the one that I'm working with right now. I think I've almost had it for 4 years actually, but me and my dad are currently building a new PC that I'm probably going to vlog, but I don't know if I want to vlog because I want to savor the moment all of myself of building it with my dad. So it'll be interesting to see how everything comes together, because this PC, it's going to be a beast. And the last article in today's gaming news is some Tod Howard news. Oh my gosh, Tod Howard, the man who says it just works. That states here in the header, fewer platforms will mean better games. In quote, it's really good to be able to focus and say that this is what we are creating and here is the bar. I just want to read that again for you, just in case you missed it. Fewer platforms will mean better games. But it states here in the article that now that Bethesda is a part of Microsoft family and Starfield will be releasing exclusively on PC and Xbox, Tod Howard spoke to The Telegraph about what that means from a developmental standpoint. By focusing on platforms, you really get to lean into a lot of making the best it can be for those systems, he said. Isn't unreasonable, as developing for PC and Xbox means the team won't have to make sure their game adapts to PlayStation hardware, although Howard doesn't specifically mention Sony's console console with that statement. And quote, the hardware definitely helps us do a lot of things with loading and fidelity, but you know, graphics fidelity is graphics fidelity. I don't want to come across like a graphics fidelity is a barrier. Do you know what I mean? He goes on to say, it's really about focus. And that's what I would say. It's nice to put the bar high, obviously, but it's really good to be able to focus and say, this is what we're creating and here's the bar. Oftentimes, this is governed by just the timing of where you're at and where the hardware is at. We're really fortunate that we get to set the bar really, really high. Now, this is me a little bit coming out with my Microsoft snobbiness for a moment, if you will. I do have to say, I think it's really smart in this instance, the way that they are approaching exclusivities. This is a smart way to approach it, because when you look at how many platforms there are and with how many different ways you have to make sure a game can go onto Switch, then Xbox, then, you know, so many different platforms. It's really interesting to hear it from this perspective now of why they're going exclusive on PC and Xbox. Now, for me personally, I don't like exclusivities. You guys know that about me. I don't really enjoy the fact that we can only game a certain type of game on a certain type of platform. It's not pleasing to me. When you look at it from this perspective, you can understand why that they're going exclusive, because it cuts down on the different things you have to do for other types of platforms like Switch, like PlayStation. You know, it's really interesting to hear from this way. You see, when it comes to this I understand why they're going exclusive. I really do. When it's put like this, it's put into an understandable, coherent way, instead of, you know, where some companies are just like, oh, we only want to be exclusive on PlayStation, or oh no, we want to be, you know, doing this for everybody. Sometimes it's not feasible to be on all platforms. Sometimes it's feasible to only be on one platform. Sometimes it's actually feasible to be on all platforms, if you can do that. Because now, if you think about it, it's no longer a matter of being on another console because it's popular or it's, you know, the cool thing to do. It's a matter of trying to find what best suits the developers. So in this case, when it comes to exclusivities, and when it comes to, you know, Bethesda making the choice to go exclusive for Xbox and PC, I feel like they're deciding what is best for their company. And that's the thing. That's what we have to understand, all as gamers. For some, they're, you know, people are going to be like, you know, hating on it no matter what. And we can never please anybody. That's the thing. You can never please anybody, no matter how hard you try. Even if you say the word pizza, it's never going to please anybody. But you guys, that's it for me for this episode of The Casual Nerd. If you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below, because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. But as usual, you guys stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. And if you guys want to, check out this video. I did a psychologically gaming episode on Heisenberg from Resident Evil 8. Go check it out. It's right there. It's dangling. It's ready for you. It's ready. It's waiting. It has a snack prepared. It has a ramen. You know, it has a lot of stuff. You know, give it a click on it.